Good morning. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about responsible leadership, something that has been seriously lacking at the Sixty-Sixty Condominium Association. My name is Richard Checker, and I am the owner or the major investor in the HU company that owns the HU, the hotel uh, unit, which is basically the building at Sixty-Sixty. Unlike other condominium associations that owns or has common elements, our association has none. The expenses for our association are nominal at best, very minimal, and for many years you enjoyed maintenance fees of around $59 a month, and the reason being there are no expenses associated with the condominium association at Sixty-Sixty. Yet this year, under the leadership of Maria T. Velez, you have paid, or should have paid, over $800,000. Yes, $800,000, most of which were legal fees. You'll remember that the year prior, Velez did special assessments. There were two of them, about $125,000 each, or $250,000 to cover past legal expenses. And sadly, this has been the history at the Sixty-Sixty Condominium Association. We find ourselves paying legal fee after legal fee after legal fee. And it was about a year ago that the board of directors resigned because they were tired of supporting an agenda that works against the association and every owner in the association. And sadly, that's what Maria T. Velez, as our president, has been doing. Today, we find ourselves in bankruptcy, and we were placed in bankruptcy by our president before she even took any time to try to negotiate with the creditors. And most of the creditors, or a good number of them, are legal firms, past legal firms that represented the association in one form or another in litigation against the HU owner, whether it was my company or the company I purchased the HU from. Now, as we move into November, we have a good majority of owners in foreclosure, facing foreclosure, and over 30 going to a foreclosure trial. And my question or my concern is why? Why did you allow yourselves to be led down a path of self-destruction? Why did you elect a leader and refuse to have that leader removed from office when given the opportunity? And here we are 1 year later in bankruptcy with legal fees approaching $1 million that owners will eventually pay. When you go to foreclosure, and if you lose your unit, and if it's sold on the courthouse steps, and if there's a deficiency, you are personally liable for that deficiency. You will see your bank accounts frozen, you will see your other assets attached, and your life will become one legal mess, one legal nightmare. And my concern is, has the attorney that you hired as a group, and I'm aware now that there's a group of owners out there, whatever you name or whatever you call yourselves, chose to fight, pay nothing, form and fund a company. For what reason? What is the end? What do you hope to accomplish other than self-destruction? What are you going to do when your personal bank account is frozen? Have you read the condo documents? Are you aware of the fact that you are personally liable? Yes, you are personally liable for what happens at the Sixty-Sixty. Read the condo declarations. Now, regardless of my personal feelings about the bankruptcy or anything else related to the bankruptcy, I said from the very beginning it was totally unnecessary. Intelligent people can sit down at a table and reach a conclusion, a settlement that works for everybody. Unfortunately, it requires reasonable people. The last settlement made by the courts was violated. It stated that the board of directors would assist and encourage owners to pay their HU fees. And that's not happening. In reality, Velez and a relative formed a company that allegedly is out there doing just the opposite. So my question is, why? What for? Where are we going? Where are you going? I know where I'm going. I know what's going to happen in 2018. But the question is, do you? Because from your actions and all of the actions you've taken so far are working against you. Those people who chose to come in and sit down and go over their ledger statement and discuss whatever they disputed, all those disputes were resolved. They either paid in full or went on an interest-free, penalty-free payment plan, while the majority of other owners dispute. They disputed their ledger, yet they didn't list one single thing that they actually disputed. Rather than paying everything but what they disputed, they pay nothing. And today, we are paying 18% on a $2 million plus loan just to keep our building open and operational. This is an expense that can be totally avoided. So again, I ask you, where are we going? What are you doing and why? My door has always been open. The HU office has always been open for every owner, any owner, to come in, per the condo documents, inspect the records. If you suspect or fear or think anything's going on, all you had to do is come in and look at the records. Sadly, nobody has. Yet all these allegations that are flying around in court documents now about the Shecker Group, about me personally, there will be a time when you have to pay the piper. For all the false allegations, you will pay the price. And I'm sorry, because this goes against my nature as a human being. It goes against my nature as a person. I have a very good moral compass, and it stays on course. My concern is that you don't.